What's up, everybody? Nathanael Morton here, and welcome to episode 46 of The Daily Climb, guys. And this morning, I would like to talk with you about procrastination and motivation, because the two go hand in hand. If you're procrastinating, the way to overcome that is to get some motivation. You have to be motivated to take action. You have to get leverage on yourself to actually do the task that you're putting off. So how do you get that motivation? Well, for one, you have to realize that pain and pleasure are king. Pain and pleasure are the rulers, the gods of all of this stuff, of everything that we do and we don't do in our lives. They all derive all the way back to pain and pleasure. Human beings are pain and pleasure creatures. Human beings are pain and pleasure creatures, and everything that we do derives from those two things. So if you are not doing something, that is because you are linking pain to doing that task. And if you are doing something, that is because you are linking pleasure to actually taking that action. So another thing that we need to realize is that everything that is valuable to us within this life requires us to go through some short-term pain in order to gain long-term pleasure. Think about it. Working out. If you want to work out, the long-term pleasure is going to be that you will be healthy. You will live longer. You will look better. That girl, that guy will like you. They will think you're attractive. That's the long-term pleasure. But what do you have to do to get there? You have to go through the short-term pain of going for that run, of being in the gym, hitting the weights, of doing all those things that it takes to achieve that long-term goal that you want. So how do you get past that short-term pain? Remember, this is a pain-pleasure game. How do you get past the short-term pain? You switch your focus to the long-term pleasure. Most people are so focused on, oh, it hurts right now. Well, if you switch that focus and say, well, it hurts right now, but I'm going to have this better body, and I'm going to attract the woman of my dreams, and I'm going to live longer, and I'll be healthier, and I'll be able to make YouTube videos teaching other people how to work out, and I can make a career out of this, and I'll earn money for my family. If you focus on the long-term pleasure, you are much more likely to gain leverage on yourself and that motivation to take action and get past that short-term pain. So we have this pain period, this short-term pain, and it's about this small right here. And then the long-term pleasure goes from here, unlimited, all the way out here. So all that you have to do is get past this short-term pain. And the thing is, we don't know how long this short-term pain is going to last. It could last a minute of push-ups until failure. It could last an hour or a day or a week or a month. It could last a year. It could last 10 years. Sometimes that short-term pain will last 20 years. For some of the big goals that people have, that short-term pain, they can endure 20 years of that to live the rest of their life the way they want to live, with financial freedom or accomplishing their goals, whatever they want. Usually it doesn't last that long, but there are some people who think so big that the short-term pain is 20 years long. Now, my guess is your short-term pain isn't that long. It might be 3 months in the gym to get the body you want. Now, you have to maintain it after that, but the short-term pain is about 3 to 6 months until you start to love it. It's gonna suck at first. It's the gym. Nobody wants to work out at first until you start to get those results. Then you have even more leverage and even more motivation on yourself, and you have the momentum, and you don't need to get past that short-term pain because you're in that long-term pleasure area. See, another example would be Jack Canfield trying to write his book. Jack Canfield was Chicken Soup for the Soul, which has sold more than over 500 million copies. He experienced short-term pain for about 2 years. 2 years of trying to find a publisher. 147 publishers later, he got 146 no's, and he still persisted past this. He still went through that short-term pain. See, 146 publishers who said no. That's the short-term pain for him. 147 began the long-term pleasure. 147. He didn't know when it was going to be, but he was prepared to keep going until he got there. That's the magic word, until. How long do we persist? Until we get it. So guys, he went that 146, and then one day a publisher said yes, number 147, and he had long-term pleasure for the rest of his life. That book has sold over 500 million copies, brings him money effortlessly of something he did in the past. Now he receives passive income for that. And now he's become famous. He's done multiple interviews. He's touched the lives of millions of people. It's just got you guys. You have to get past that short-term pain, that one little thing. Focus on the long-term vision that you have. Limitless vision, guys. Focus on that. And then you'll be able to get leverage on yourself, get the motivation to get through that short-term pain into that long-term pleasure area.